Hello, everyone. In my presentation, I will be doing an examination of gender differences in verbal and nonverbal participation in the virtual classroom. Background literature, male university students communicate more frequently with a professor and engage in more online virtual class discussions than female students. And female university students engage in more nonverbal written communication in a virtual classroom. So thus, I formulated two hypotheses. The first one is that male students will participate more verbally during virtual classes and for a longer duration of time compared to female students. And my second hypothesis is that female students will more frequently utilize nonverbal classroom engagement methods by increased participation in the chat during virtual classes compared to male students. My participants were male and female students at Colgate University in introductory courses. And my design was an observational design. My independent variable was class type, the different classes I observed, and the dependent variable is verbal and nonverbal classroom participation. The procedure, I observed three 50-minute class sessions on Zoom, and I coded in each gender the frequency in which students raised their hands, participated in the chat, and latency of verbal participation in seconds. And I also recorded the gender by using the pronouns the students placed next to the Zoom name. So the first class sat in on was education, the American school. The professor's gender was female, and there were 21 students, 6 male and 15 female. In this was consistent with my nonverbal hypothesis that female students would participate more than male students. And also this was consistent with my verbal participation hypothesis that male students would participate more verbally than female students. As you can see, the mean is 33.28 compared to female students' mean 30.62 seconds for a speaking time average. My second class was Intro to Computing, and unfortunately, neither male nor female students participated in the chat. And in this class, male students participated more than female students, which was not consistent with my hypothesis for nonverbal participation. And similarly, this was consistent with my hypothesis for verbal participation, where male students participated more for a longer duration of time than female students, as you can see, 13.67 seconds. And third class, Writing and Rhetoric, the professor's gender was male, 13 students, 5 male students, and 8 female students. And in this class also, neither gender participated in the chat, and female students actually participated more nonverbal participation than male students. And interesting enough, this also had female students have a greater speaking duration mean of 72.81 than male students, which was not consistent with my hypotheses. So this is just my data summary. For verbal participation, for 2 out of 3 classes on average, males spoke for a longer period of time compared to females. And for nonverbal participation, for the raise hand variable, only 1 out of 3 classes supported the claim that females would engage in more nonverbal participation through raising their hands. And across all 3 classes investigated, there is no gender difference in participation in the chat. These taken together, these preliminary findings fail to support the hypothesis that male students engage more in nonverbal communication in a virtual classroom, and additional data is needed to draw further conclusions. Thank you very much for listening. Bye, everybody.